My name is Bianca. I'm 28 years old. I live in the south of Brazil, Curitiba, Paraná, and I've been here for my entire life. It's a beautiful city. We're known for having lots of capybaras, and it's very nice here. I really enjoyed growing up here in this area. Now about work experience, I got back to Brazil in November 2025, and I was a H2A in a company of potato seeds actually, and it was micropropagation or plant tissue. There's different names for the same thing, and we were growing disease-free potatoes plant, and it all starts in the lab where you're going to cut the plants and put in a sterile media. Then they are going to grow and then go to the greenhouse. So there's like these two parts of the work. And in the lab, well, it gotta be a very sterile environment and very detailed. You have to follow procedures to do the work. It was very detail orientated. We had to follow instructions, precise instructions to do the work. In order to also, the worst problem was contamination, because the media is very sterile and the plant's gonna grow on it, and if you have any bacteria or fungi, it's going to kill the plant. So everything we used to do at the lab was in order to avoid contamination as much as we can, and that was part of your lifestyle too, because it could be something in your clothes, it could be something in your hair. So even outside of the lab, you have to be careful not to get in contact with something that can bring contamination into the lab. So I'm pretty experienced in this part, in paying attention in detail and making sure that it's not going to be a problem at work. So in the lab we did the plant, the plant tissue, and also the microtubers, which was similar in a way to do it, but the final product is completely different. So we had this part in the lab, which was maybe half of the 9 months that I've been there, just following instructions and targeting production numbers. I worked very hard in order to achieve the numbers daily. I worked very hard on it, and very proud of it, very proud of this work. And in the greenhouse, so it wasn't a very automated greenhouse, so it was a very hands-on job, since planting and preparing the media, the soil, it was very manual. So we did everything by hand, since the planting, and then pulling weeds, and also putting the fertilizer in the dirt before planting, of course, and also the harvesting. Everything was very hands-on and manual. So I had the balance between two types of things, more in a lab and then in the field, which is the greenhouse. And the greenhouse I'm very familiar with, because I've been doing it for 5-6 years now, so I'm very familiar with the greenhouse. In the lab, it was a great experience. I want to pursue something more in that field, more in labs. I think it's very interesting, and it's definitely something that I want to have more contact with. And then before this experience in Minnesota, which was the lab that I was in Minnesota, Halstead, Minnesota, I've been working in my hometown, Curitiba, in a place called Horto Municipal. Well, at the Horto Municipal in Curitiba, I was responsible for water quality parameters pretty much, besides general greenhouse care. And my duties were making reports about ECE pH to the agronomist Danielle, and making sure that the plants were not getting too much or too little fertilizer, for example, checking every day and making reports. And besides planting, transplanting, and all general greenhouse work. It was a very interesting experience, and I learned a lot from that time with the Horto Municipal. Before that, I was in Tennessee in a greenhouse in Springfield with ornamental plants as well, and it was amazing. The South Central growers, I learned a lot with them. We did a lot of trials, and it was a great experience as well. Now a little about my personal life, which are my hobbies and things that make me happy. I'm very connected with physical activity, and I'm proud to say that well, I got in women's competition, running women's competition. Those are some of my medals and also trophies. So I think that it's not only a lifestyle, it shapes the way you think about life and how you deal with everything, with good times, hard times. I like to go to the gym a lot too, so this is a big part of me in my life. It makes me happy, and I do it whenever I'm happy, whenever I'm unhappy. It helps me every time, so it's a big part of my life. And well, also to be with family and friends, traveling, those are things that makes me really happy. Well, thank you for your time, and I will talk to you soon.